personally from myself. I spent 20 years of my life never hearing about Islam. The only image that I ever had about Islam was that which was portrayed through the media, that which I saw on the television, that which I heard on the News 24, that which I saw on YouTube. And during this time, it was also 9/11, the atrocity that occurred. And that was the image that I had heard about Muslims being these terrorists, being all this and that. And not once was I approached by all the Muslim people that I had known back then regarding what they believe. Because truly, that is all we need to do within this life, is to go out there and to tell an individual that, hey John, hey Peter, can I sit down with you and tell you a little bit more about what I believe as a Muslim? I mean, you've known me for so many years. Do you know what I believe? Because a lot of people don't have that knowledge. And we know that this is an obligation that is placed upon our shoulders. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us within the Holy Quran, chapter 16, verse 125, He says that, invite all to the way of thy Lord with wisdom and with beautiful preaching, and argue with them in ways that are best and most gracious. So fundamentally, it is a principle and it's a responsibility that is placed upon our shoulders. Ask yourself intrinsically within your heart, have you fulfilled this obligation? Do you go out there to invite people towards this way of life? In this beautiful city alone, there are over 5 million people that need to hear this message. And this message will not be heard except if it is for every single one of you that is sitting here today, to go out there with the people that they know closest to, your loved ones, your family, your friends, your work colleagues. Sit down with them. Just tell them that I believe in a Creator that is all-powerful, all-knowing. He has no beginning, He has no end. There's nothing in the universe that could ever resemble this God. And we believe in a final prophet, Muhammad, peace be upon him. And we believe that Jesus, peace be upon him, is also a prophet. For 20 years, I did not hear this message. For 20 years, I did not know this. And it is upon each and every one of us to go out there and to invite people towards this way of life. And we know that with this comes great reward as well. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Holy Quran, chapter 41, verse 33, He says that, who is better in speech than he who invites towards thy Lord and does righteous deeds and says that he is a Muslim? Brothers, I feel like we've become ashamed to be Muslims, honestly. We need to go out there and be proud of this way of life. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that He's perfected this way of life for us. So why don't we go out there to preach this? Why don't we go out there to invite people towards this way of life? There are so many people that call that become a servant to so many things of this world. Might it be their status, might it be their wealth, might it be their business, might it be their family. So many people become subject to so many things. And yet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Holy Quran that He's not created humankind but jinn, but to worship Him. So why don't we go out there to help our brothers and sisters that are out in this world, to share this message, because truly it is that simple. Oftentimes if I find myself in a dawah situation, all I need to do is to tell an individual what I believe. And through that, their fitra within their heart is awakened. It is not our responsibility to tell an individual that, listen, you are worshipping idols, or you are going to hell, or what you're doing is wrong. That is not the place. What we need to do is share that message, plant that seed, because it is only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that can have that seed grow. Take all that clouding of their fitra that is upon their hearts and take it away, and reawaken that sense of belief within them. I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may evermore guide us upon this path. I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will use every single one of us to go out there and to invite people towards this beautiful way of life. I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless us with the wisdom, with the knowledge and the understanding to go out there and to answer all the questions that unbelievers might have.